Hey, what's up? This is Spider Prime 1 back again with another Magic the Gathering unboxing. Um, Today is, I want to say, the Thursday before these are supposed to drop, but my store got them in early, so I picked a couple boxes up. I got one collector booster and one regular bundle. And supposedly the gift bundle is dropping on July 7th, so I'll pick one of those up once that rolls around, but until then, we'll just deal with these. And gotta say, love the art on these boxes. This one is exceedingly creepy. I love it. It looks so good. And then the fight over here. Love this artwork. Looks really good. Now, I'm going to stay neutral on a lot of the artwork controversies with this set. I'm just going to say whether or not the art looks good, not whether or not it's accurate. Don't need to rile up people any more than they've already been riled up. So, oh, that's pretty. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love it. That looks so good. Okay, anyways. Let's get our one pack out of this ridiculously sized box. You want to let go? All right, so here is our collector booster. And I am greeted with a token that is a ballistic boulder. It has flying, and it's a 2/1. All right, we're off to a good start. So we'll start with the actual cards. Relentless Rohirrim. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Oh yes, that is the new mechanic of this set, is the ring tempting you. I don't know 100% how that works. I'm assuming there's going to be a card in here that'll explain it 100%, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. Okay, we have Orcish Medicine. Target creature gains your choice of lifelink or indestructible until end of turn, and then you can amass Orcs 1, which is put a 1/1 counter on an army you control. It's also an Orc. If you don't control an army, create a 0/0 black Orc army creature token first. And then it gets the 1/1 token. We have the Captain of Umbar. It has a pay 1, tap, draw a card, then discard a card. And it's a 2/3. Pretty good. The Warbeast of Gargaroth. Whenever Warbeast or another creature you control with power 4 or greater dies, amass Orcs 2. Alright. Oh, we have Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. Whenever Elrond or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, the ring tempts you. And then we have Eowyn, Lady of Rohan. At the beginning of your Let's start that over. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature gains your choice of First Strike or Vigilance until end of turn. If that creature is equipped, it gains First Strike and Vigilance until end of turn. And then equip abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. That's pretty good. I like that. That's pretty good. Ooh. Okay, so we've got our first map land. It is an island. And sadly, I don't know a lot about like the whole map of Middle-earth, so I don't really know where this is. I'm reading the names and I don't really recognize any of them. I do recognize the Grey Havens. I know that one, and the Blue Mountains. I believe that's where the wizards are, but I'm not 100% sure. I am very sorry for getting that wrong. But yeah, that looks good. That's definitely something I want to get out of these, is I want to collect the whole map. I can't remember if it's 2 per color or 4 per color. But anyways, we have Galadriel. Whenever the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than Galadriel as your ring bearer, scry 3. Whenever you scry, you may reveal the top card of your library. If a land card is revealed this way, put it onto the battlefield tapped. All right. Goldberry, River Daughter. I do not know who this is. Move a counter of each kind not on Goldberry from another target permanent you control onto Goldberry. And then pay a blue and tap, move 1 or more counters from Goldberry onto another target permanent you control. If you do, draw a card. Okay, so she plays with tokens. Or, not tokens, counters. She plays with counters. Interesting. Taunt from the Rampart. Goad all creatures your opponents control. Until your next turn, those creatures can't block. It's a pretty good payoff. Ooh, we got a ring art. Oh, I like these. Gimli, counter of kills. I like that. Trample. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, Gimli deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. Ooh, I like that. That's mean. I really like that. That's cool. Oh, we got another ring art. Sauron the Necromancer. Menace. Whenever Sauron attacks, exile target creature card from your graveyard. Create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 3/3 black wraith with Menace. At the beginning of the next end step, exile that token unless Sauron is your ring bearer. Interesting. I've seen a lot of the Sauron cards are supposed to be really good, and I do like that one. Knights of Dol Amroth. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on the Knights. Okay, pretty good for a blue deck. Wizard Rockets. Oh, and this is, okay, so we'll see it more in this. This is supposed to be like a part of other cards, because you can see there's a hand here, and I'm assuming there's going to be something off to this side too that sits with it, and it's supposed to paint a picture across the cards. But we have Wizard Rockets. Wizard Rockets enters the battlefield tapped. Pay X and tap, sacrifice it to add X mana of any combination of colors. And then when it's put from the graveyard into the graveyard from the battlefield, you get to draw a card. That's pretty good. And I like the shininess of it. Let's see, what do we have left? We have the Orcish Bowmasters. They have flash, and when it enters the battlefield and whenever an opponent draws a card, except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, Orcish Bowmasters deals 1 damage to any target. Then amass Orcs 1. And then, we have a food token, and it's a person wrapped up in Shelob's web. Oh, that's funny. I find that very funny. And then that's the back of the ballistic boulder. Oh, that's great. I love that. All right, so we're off to a good start. I'm having fun with this. Let's open our bundle. And then, yeah, this is what I was talking about. Those 4 cards will all go together and make a picture. And we'll take a look at that here in just a second. Satisfying. All right, we gotta look at our insert here first. And we have what I'm going to assume is Treebeard stepping on an orc. And then the other side. Yep, it's Treebeard. My name is growing all the time. I've lived a very long time. So my name is like a story. That's pretty cool. I like that artwork with Merry and Pippin. All right, and so we've got our box here. And we have the ring being cast into the fire. We have our little inserts and token stuff. Don't really care about that. So let's open the little land packs first. Tells you how to play the game. And then we have our basic lands. The art looks pretty good on a lot of these. And I like they kind of have the shine to them, like in the background of the color. It's not a flat color. It's got like kind of a diagonal sheen to them, like the Warhammer cards had. So those look pretty good. And then this one looks to have our picture cards in them. All right, so yeah, you can kind of see it better on the hollows. So we'll put our lands back in the box. And then, okay, so we get, I like this. You get 4 cards for free with the bundle. Whereas all the old bundles, you just got 1. But okay, so we have Frodo, Sauron's Bane. He is a white, but he has a black or white cost in him. So if you run him as a commander, you can have him in his deck can be both black and white. So if Frodo, Sauron's Bane is a citizen, so he starts off as a halfling citizen. If he's a citizen, it becomes a halfling scout with base power and toughness 2, 3, and lifelink. And then you can pay 3 black. If Frodo is a scout, it becomes a halfling rogue with whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game if the ring has tempted you 4 or more times this game. Otherwise, the ring tempts you. And then next to that goes Samwise the Stout-Hearted, who is also a white card. He is a halfling peasant. Flash. When Samwise the Stout-Hearted enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn, return it to your hand, then the ring tempts you. And he's supposed to go right here next to it. And then we have Gollum, the Patient Plotter. When Gollum, Patient Plotter, leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. And then you pay a black, sacrifice a creature, return Gollum from your graveyard to your hand, activate only as a sorcery. And then this goes right here. And then last we have the One Ring. Man, that hollow makes it look really nice. Legendary artifact, indestructible. When the One Ring enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each bird encounter on the One Ring, and then you tap, put a bird encounter on the One Ring, then draw a card for each bird encounter on the One Ring. And this goes right here, and it makes a 4-piece picture. Sorry for the shadow. But we have the rock face that goes up to where Frodo is standing. And then we have Gollum reaching for the ring across through here. And then Samwise trying to get to Frodo. And that's really cool. I like that. And I like that that comes standard in all of the bundles. Oh, and I made mention, so he's a white with a white-black. He's mono-white. Gollum is mono-black. And then the One Ring is a colorless artifact. So these can all go in the same deck. All right, we'll set those right there. I'll bring this back in. And we'll just start busting through these. Oh, goody. These ones come with art cards. All right, so we have a dragon. What kind of dragon? It is the Cavern Horde Dragon. Looks good. All right, so we have a land. We have the Woes Pathfinder. Tap, add a mana of any color, and then 6 and a green, tap. Another target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. We have the Protector of Gondor. When he enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. The Errand Rider of Gondor. When he enters the battlefield, draw a card. Then if you don't control a legendary creature, put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. We have the Stalwarts of Osgiliath. I think that's how it's pronounced. When they enter the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on this card. So I'm seeing a lot of blue and white cards are dealing with drawing extra. So I'm sure that's going to be big into their playstyle. We have Gorbag of Minas Morgul. Whenever a goblin or orc you control deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. When you do, choose one. You can either draw a card, or you can create a treasure token. We have Saruman's Trickery. That's pretty cool. That's Gandalf getting captured. Counter target spell, and then amass orcs 1. Oh, and speaking of, Saruman the White. Ward 2. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, amass orcs 2. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. He's the Palantir, I think, is what that's supposed to be called. That looks really good. What is that? Grishnak, the Brass Instigator. When he enters the battlefield, amass orcs 2. When you do, until end of turn, gain control of target non-legendary creature an opponent controls with power less than or equal to the amassed army's power. Untap that creature, it gains haste until end of turn. That's interesting. Rising of the Day. Creatures you control have haste. Legendary creatures you control get +1/+0. We have the Elven Chorus. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. I always love stuff like that. When you may cast creature spells from the top of your library, and creatures you control have tap. Add 1 mana of any color. All right, so you just keep adding creatures, and use those creatures to get more creatures. Oh, we got another ring art card. Faramir, the Field Commander. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, draw a card. And whenever the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than Faramir as your ring bearer, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. And then we have a Tentacle token, which I am sure is from the Fellowship when they're trying to get into the mines of Moria. All right. I'm pretty sure that's the new Aragorn. Yep, Aragorn, King of Gondor. I mean, it's not bad art. It really isn't. But staying neutral, not saying anything. Oh, and look, we get another map one. It's the Shire. And there's Hobbiton right there. I like that. I like these. I want to get the full set and make the whole map. Let's see. Soldier of the Grey Host. They have flash flying, and when they enter the battlefield, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Eagles of the North. We got our Eagles. When Eagles of the North enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain first strike until end of turn. And plane cycling. Discard, pay 1, discard this card, search your library for a planes card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Don't know how often I would do that. I would just rather have them for the other ability, but, you know, the option is there. And look, another eagle. Escape from Orthanc. Target creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying until end of turn. Untap it. The Isolation of Orthanc. God, these words. Put target creature into its owner's library, second from the top. Oh, we have the regular art for Gollum, the Patient Plotter version. And we have the regular art for Samwise the Stout-Hearted. I like that one. That's with him holding the elvish light. I do like that. That looks really good. Ooh, we have a saga. Tale of Tunavale? I don't know. I'm trying. Turn 1, target creature you control gains indestructible for as long as you control this tale. Turn 2, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And turn 3, up to 2 target creatures you control each gain lifelink until end of turn. That's not bad. I like that. Gift of Strands. Flash, enchant creature. When Gift of Strands enters the battlefield, scry 2. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3. Mirkwood Bats. Flying, whenever you create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses a life. Oh, that's petty. Oh, and there it is. The Mines of Moria. A legendary land. Mines of Moria enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Tap, add red, or pay 3 and a red to tap. Exile 3 cards from your graveyard. Create 2 treasure tokens. Like that. The Shire Sheriff. Vigilance. When he enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a token. When you do, exile target creature an opponent controls until the Shire Sheriff leaves the battlefield. Oh, okay, he's another one of those types of cards. And then we have the Helm of the Host from a different set. Okay. It's a good card. I forget what set it's from. I want to say Zendikar, but I can't remember. All right, I'll set that one off to the side since it's not a Lord of the Rings card. All right, so we got a little thing. Put that off to the side. All right, we have pretty good art. I like this kind of, it's not watercolors, I don't think, but like where you can just see all of the brush strokes in like the blues and the lights of it. Let's see, what is this one? This is Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. Oh, that must be his alt art. Looks good. All right, we have a map of Mordor, and it's a swamp, because of course it is. Duendane Blade. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. If you equip it to a human, it only costs 1. Anything else, it costs 3. Improvised Club. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Improvised Club deals 4 damage to any target. Ooh. Lash of the Balrog. As it's whipping around Gandalf's leg. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature or pay 4. Destroy target creature. Nasty End. All right. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature. Draw 2 cards. If the sacrificed creature was legendary, draw 3 instead. Ah, poor Saruman, sorry. Got another Gollum. Good grief. And another Samwise. And another... That's weird. Okay. Many partings. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle. Create a food token. Ooh. Meriadoc Brandybuck. Whenever one or more halflings you control attack a player, create a food token. Because of course he would. Oh, just Samwise Gamgee. All right, he's green-white. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token. And then sacrifice 3 foods. Return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. Interesting. That's him telling the story to his kids. I like that. Ooh, Hobbit's Sting. Instant. Hobbit's Sting deals X damage to target creature, where X is the number of creatures you control, plus the number of foods you control. I like that. Ooh, look at that. The hollow going straight through the blade. I like that. That looks really good. That was weird to pull those 3 cards in the same order. Wonderful. Just continue to see that. And I'll just have 1,000 copies of those cards. All right, what's our art? Ooh. Oh. The beacons. The beacons are lit. Let's see, is that what it's... Call for aid. Okay. I like that. We have another swamp, and it's another foil. A Shire Scarecrow. Defender. Pay 1, add a mana of any color, activate only once each turn. The Shire Terrace. It's a land. Add colorless, or pay 1, sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Revive the Shire. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand, create a food token. Brandywine Farmer. When he enters the battlefield or leaves it, create a food token. Yeah, all the hobbits deal with food. A Took Reaper. When Took Reaper dies, the ring tempts you. All right. Fool of a Took. Saruman the White again. Another brash instigator. Grond the Gatebreaker. Oh, Reddit's going to love this one. Trample. As long as it's your turn and you control an army, Grond is an artifact creature. And he has a crew of 3. And he's a 5/5. I like that. That's cool. I do like that art too. Ah, there it is. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. It's his ring art. Okay. I don't remember if I read this before. I know I pulled him, but I don't remember reading it. Whenever Lord of Rivendell or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. If the second time this ability trick... Okay. I do remember now. Call of the Ring. Ooh, and there's the art from the other box. At the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you. Whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. The ring is mine. God, I'm gonna butcher this. Malhur, Urukai Captain. Menace. If one or more 1/1 counters would be put on an army, goblin, or orc you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. And we get another food token that's not double-sided. We get another little game thing, but it actually has a token on the back. That's interesting. I was about to just toss this. Okay. Let's look at our art. Oh, it's Bilbo. It's his birthday. Let's see. Yep, Bilbo, retired burglar. I have another island. Lorien revealed. Draw 3 cards. Island cycling. Alrighty. More wizard rockets, but the basic art for it. The Ent's Fury. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature that you control if its power is 4 or greater. Then that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn and fights target creature you don't control. So put a 1/1 on it. It gets another 1/1 until end of turn, and it fights. That's pretty good. I like that. Great Hall of the Citadel. Adds colorless, or pay 1, add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast legendary spells. Ooh, Shadowfax, Lord of Horses. This is Gandalf's horse. Horses you control have haste, and whenever Shadowfax attacks, you may put a creature card with lesser power from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. That's pretty good. I like that. And that art is beautiful. Oath of the Grey Host. You and target opponent each create a food token. Each opponent loses 3 life. Create a treasure token. Create 3 tapped 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. I like that. That one's cool. That's a pretty good one. I like that, especially if you're doing a token deck. Bill Ferny, the Bree Swindler. Whenever he becomes blocked, choose one. Create a treasure token, or target opponent gains control of target horse you control. If they do, remove Bill Ferny from combat and create 3 treasure tokens. Okay. Rosie Cotton of South Lane. When she enters the battlefield, create a food token. Whenever you create a token, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control other than Rosie. That's pretty good. I like the art. The art's pretty good too. And it looks like it's missing a piece. Ooh, the Balrog, Durin's Bane. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each permanent sacrificed this turn. Haste. The Balrog can't be blocked except by legendary creatures, because of course. And when the Balrog dies, destroy target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Ooh. Pettiness Incarnate. I love it. That is good. That's great. I love it. We have another Galadriel. We have another Ent's Fury, but this one's shiny. And then we have the token that has a game on the back. I think that's the best pack I've opened so far. All right, there's no token on the back, so maybe that's another non-Lord of the Rings card. Ooh, that's a Ringwraith. That looks cool. What do we call it? The Nazgul. Yep. That's gorgeous. I love that. I went hard for the Dungeons and Dragons art cards. I'm probably going to have to go hard on these too. All right, we got another Plains. We have another Stalwarts. The Inherited Envelope. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you, and then you can tap it for any 1 mana of any color. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Bombadil's Song. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. The ring tempts you. Slip on the Ring. Exile target creature you own, then return it to the battlefield under your control. The ring tempts you. Another name. Manildor, Swift Savior. Whenever it enters or deals combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target creature you own, then return it to the battlefield under your control. Okay, so he blinks. He blinks other cards. That's good. God, names. Gwaihir the Windlord. This spell costs 2 less to cast as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. Yep, white, black. Flying, vigilance. Other birds you control have vigilance. The Stern Scolding. Counter target creature spell with power or toughness 2 or less. Fool of a Took. You cannot pass. Maybe that's how it's written in the book. Destroy target creature that blocked or was blocked by a legendary creature this turn. All right. See what they're doing here. Ooh, the Oliphant. Elephant. Trample. Whenever Oliphant attacks, another target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. And it has mountain cycling. That art is just gorgeous. We have a Delighted Halfling. It adds colorless, or it adds a mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a legendary spell, and that spell can't be countered. That's pretty good. I like that. That's a pretty good card. Arwen's Gift. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control 2 or more legendary creatures. Scry 2 and then draw 2 cards. That one also just looks really pretty. And then what do we have? Ooh, it is an old one. Probe. Kicker. 1 and a black. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards from your hand. If you paid the kicker, target player discards 2 cards from his or her hand. Pettiness. Pettiness all abounds. All right, we got 2 left. Ooh. Oh, this is Sam carrying Frodo up to the mountain. God, that looks pretty. Oh. And what are we called? Samwise the Stout-Hearted. All right. That's probably his ring art. We have a basic plains. And we have the Nimble Hobbit. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice a food or pay 2 and a white. When you do, tap target creature an opponent controls. Free hit. All right. East Farthing Farmer. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token. When you do, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each food token you control. And we have an Eastmark Cavalier. Vigilance. When it deals damage to a goblin or an orc, destroy that creature. That's pretty good. I like that. The Westfold Rider. Sacrifice it, destroy target artifact or enchantment, activate only as a sorcery. All right. Bill the Pony. Aww. God, that art looks good. When Bill the Pony enters the battlefield, create 2 food tokens. Sacrifice a food. Until end of turn, target creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So he just buffs all defenders. Stew the Conies. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Create a food token. Got another Shire Sheriff. Butterbur, the Bree Innkeeper. At the beginning of your end step, if you don't control a food, create a food token. All right, simple enough. A Dunland Creban? I don't know. It has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, amass orcs 2. All right. Not bad. Sauron the Necromancer. I think I pulled him earlier. Yes, I had the ring art for him. Haradrim Spearmaster. It has reach, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And then it's just a... bleh. All right, last one. Thoroughly enjoying this set. And we have another game. All right. Ooh, what is this? Oh, it's the Gimli. It's the ring art Gimli. What is it? The counter of kills. I was about to say body counter. All right, so we have a basic swamp. Mirror Guardian. When it dies, the ring tempts you. Enraged Horn. Trample. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Sam's Desperate Rescue. That's pretty cool. It's very dark. Like, it's not just like the fact that the lighting in here is bad. It's like, no, that's just a dark artwork card, which is supposed to accentuate the sword. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. The ring tempts you. Now for Wrath, now for Ruin. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. They gain Vigilance until end of turn. The ring tempts you. Long List of the Ents. This takes 6 turns. Note a creature type that hasn't been noted for Long List of the Ents. When you cast your next creature spell of that type this turn, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. And it's a 1-drop too. Oh, that's great. That's funny. I like that. Entish Restoration. I can speak. Sacrifice a land. Search your library for up to 2 basic lands. Put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, instead search your library for up to 3 basic land cards. Put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. This is all Ents. All right. Quick Beam, Upstart Ent. He has a 6-drop. Whenever he or another tree folk enters the battlefield under my control, up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. Dang. It's pretty good. Landreval, Horizon Witness. Flying, and whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack a player, target attacking creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. Let's see. Frodo Baggins. I'm getting a lot of ring art cards, and I love this. This is great. Whenever Frodo Baggins or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, the ring tempts you. As long as Frodo is your ring bearer, it must be blocked if able. And we have Sting, the Glinting Dagger. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. At the beginning of each combat, untap equipped creature. Equipped creature has first strike as long as it's blocking or blocked by a goblin or orc. And its equipped cost is 2. And then we have a shiny version of Slip on the Ring. I think this pack was almost just a little bit better. But yeah, this is a pretty good set. I am very happy with all of this. And we'll put the other cards in here too. Definitely going to buy a gift bundle when that one comes in. I'm going to... They released, 4 commander decks, and then like a 2-pack set with just 2 basic 60-card decks. I don't know if I'm going to get any of those, but I definitely want to build a commander deck out of this. Might have to wait until I get some more cards, but definitely want to build a commander deck out of this. That's going to be fun. All right, so that has been Magic the Gathering's Lord of the Rings. I am Spider Prime 1. I'll be back with another video hopefully soon. But until then, I'm signing off.